What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about a fighter who has that it factor. Somebody that you go, ooh, they're fighting, I want to watch. Whether you're a fan or not, you either want to see them win, you want to see them lose. We're talking about Sugar Sean O'Malley. He is fighting this weekend, UFC 292, I believe. And I want to make an episode and talk about what these fighters are doing, who really stand out. They're not like myself, who just go, okay, I'm gonna train hard, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna fight. They have a whole other element, including fight style, which really draws the fans and makes them superstars. So I'm very happy with what I've accomplished in my career. I got the belts behind me. It's far more than I ever planned on doing. You know, I wanted to fight in K1 one day in my life. Got to do that. Then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll try and fight in Glory. But it just kept going and going, and I've accomplished great things. But I do recognize I fell short in many avenues. And much of what we're gonna talk about today and what Sugar Sean O'Malley did, these are things that I should have been doing when I was younger. Things that really make you pop in the public eye. So if you're somebody who's wanting to fight, or you're just wondering, why the heck are these guys so famous? What are they doing different than these other guys who just don't get a name, don't get big paychecks? We're gonna cover that today. The very first thing which you have to have, you absolutely have to become a superstar in the fight sports world, you gotta have skills. You gotta be a good fighter. And make no mistake, Sean O'Malley is a very skilled fighter. I am not big on the ground. I don't do a whole lot of ground work. I've done a couple years here and there, sort of scattered, but really I'm a striker. And when I look at Sean, I go, this guy's got striking skills. Would he be a fantastic kickboxer? I don't know about that. But in terms of MMA gloves, with the takedown threat and everything else which is in there, he is a very dangerous striker. So without that style and those skills to really get yourself noticed and win fights, all the other stuff doesn't matter. One of the things in particular that I like about Sean, when he's in the octagon, he doesn't just stick to basic things. Right? When he comes in, his hands are down. It's exciting when you see somebody moving around like this, playing around. He'll do a lot of fancy things, like he'll come from a spinning back fist right into a round kick. And when you see these flashy moves, it gets that wow factor where you just go, ooh, this guy's fun, because I don't know what he's gonna do next. He's unpredictable. He throws flashy things. I throw flashy things in my fights, not to the same extent as him, but still, people like it, they appreciate it, and it's something which you can definitely do, which is just gonna get you that extra little bit of excitement when people say your name and they know you're fighting soon. The next thing which Sean has done, which is very smart, and this is a progression which we saw at the beginning of his career, which he wasn't doing and then now he is he's created his own style. Not a fight style. We're not talking about in the octagon now. We're just talking about, whoa, he's that dude who's always got crazy colored hair, who's always just blinged out in so much crazy apparel, whether it be suit, jacket, basketball, jersey, doesn't really matter. It's just all color. And we begin to associate him with this flashiness, and it's super exciting. Just kind of like when Conor McGregor was around and he was wearing his suits. Like, ooh, what's he gonna show up in today? How is he gonna look? Well, with Sean, it's that same thing, and you're always just a little curious. What's he gonna bring today to the press conference? What are we gonna see him in next time? This is very smart because it gives that guy an image, a certain image which people associate him to, and it's just something that sets him aside from the other fighters. Yes, he has the skill, which is higher than most, but now he has this other little side thing which people recognize. Something else very clever which he did, which Conor McGregor did as well, is to show people money, show people that lavish lifestyle. I don't know if Sean O'Malley makes enough money to be driving all the cars that he actually is. We see him in these fancy cars. We see him taking private jets to get to fight. He does these things where you go, ooh, I want that lifestyle. And same with Floyd Mayweather. when he was doing this years ago, you would tune in just to see what crazy amount of money he spent on something. With Sean O'Malley, if he goes, you know what, I'm going to take 10% of my fight purse and put that towards some crazy lavish things, but it gets me that recognition, more people tune in to see what I'm going to do next with my money, it's worth it, I think. I've never been like that. We talked about the fancy outfits. That's not me. I just show up and I do my thing, and I'm not big on spending lots of money, so I wouldn't be able to do either of these very well. But if you are capable, it is a fantastic move to do because it gets you noticed that much more. There is another fighter on this card, Irishman Ian Gary. His wife is one of the announcers, I believe, on Karate Combat, and he's there very often when I'm at the Karate Combat events, and I see him and I go, well, this guy has a lot of the things it takes to be a superstar, but I haven't seen him do that extra thing yet where he has his own style, whether it be clothing or you see him going around in fancy cars. That just adds that extra element of excitement, which just really pushes people up. And they say you've got to spend money to make money. I do believe that is the case in the fight world as well. Now, when you're in the octagon or any fighting arena, ring, pit, cage, doesn't really matter, you can go in and you can do your fight. You can throw your punches, you can do a lot of cool things, and people will notice you for those extra elements, those spinning techniques. In addition, you can do things like Sean O'Malley does. When he gets into the ring, he'll bust out a cartwheel. Sometimes I saw that in one of his videos today. Or after he knocks somebody out, he does the little basketball jump, and you just take extra note and you go, ooh, that's different than most people. When they score a knockdown, they just walk away or they raise their hands, and it's just same old, same old. If you can do small things, which again, set you apart from everybody else, get you noticed, keep you in the memory of people, it is very smart. Very, very wise thing to do. It's something that Sean O'Malley has been doing for quite some time. Small little movements, gestures, a little token to the fan, just to make them that much more excited. And obviously I'm excited about him fighting. Number one, because he's fighting somebody who is a very dangerous fight, at least I think, for him. I'm not saying he can't win, but I'm saying Aljamain Sterling is a dangerous fight for this dude. And that's very exciting, but you know, still, I'm doing an episode on Sean O'Malley. I'm interested in Sean O'Malley, not only because of his striking style, not only because he does all these extra things with money which make him flashy and this and that, but also because he has this element of health interest and really dialing in his sleep schedule. I actually have an episode where I talked about him saying how precise his sleep schedule is, and I found that interesting. And I like when we see athletes who go to that next level to really make sure they're dialed in, they're eating the right foods, they're having the proper amount of rest to recover, and if they're really good and they seem like they're successful and they have something interesting to stay on health, I am there, I'm watching, and it makes me want to watch them again in the future. So UFC 292 going down tomorrow. I am very curious to see who you guys think is going to win this fight. I will be watching. I am giving the edge to Sterling to win this one, probably a submission, but his movements and the way he kind of throws kicks, it's all a little awkward and a little odd. And, you know, I really wouldn't be surprised any way this fight plays out unless Sean O'Malley wins via submission. That would surprise me. But if he wins with knockdown, TKO, I won't be surprised. If Aljamain wins via TKO, I will not be surprised. But if he submits him, if Aljamain can get that back, submit Sean O'Malley, that one I'll be like, okay. Yeah, I'm not too surprised about that. But either way, super excited to see this entire card, and I hope everybody enjoys it. I hope you guys just enjoyed today's episode. As always, guys, train hard, and I will see you back here soon for another video.